All right. Hey guys, thanks for joining today. Today I have Ryan, who is in the United States and he's in a long distance relationship with a girl out here in the Philippines. He's also an outdoor survivalist. Stick around. Okay, thanks Ryan for coming onto my channel, and I really appreciate that. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Pretty good day. It's finally warmed up. I think it's 52 in Minnesota right now.
That's a warm day in Minnesota, right?
Yep.
Which is funny because I hail from Minnesota originally. I think I was there just till I was 13 and then moved. But
Yeah.
you are from Minnesota originally?
Originally, I am from a town called Gaylord, Michigan. Kind of the tip of the mitt. Um, Lived there till 2007, and then I moved out west to Wyoming, and then I ended up here in Minnesota and been here since 2013, I think,
Okay.
something like that.
And it looks like you're in some kind of a shelter right now. Is that correct? I would assume it's a
Yes.
shelter, not your regular home.
No, no, no. This isn't my palace. My palace is a little bit smaller. This is what I call my mega shelter. Um, I built it like a kid would build a fort. Stealing pieces of lumber from their dad and tarps and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
it's actually a popular thing on my channel,
very
believe it or
cool.
not.
Well, we'll get into that in a minute here. Let's go back to your long distance relationship. Did
Yeah.
you ever think about the Philippines? I mean, how did the Philippines come into your head to meet a girl? Why the
Um, you
Philippines?
know, I I have thought about it and looked at it. I looked at a few dating sites probably about a year ago. And I just, every experience I've had on any form of a dating site, because I've been single for going on 4 years now, I think. Um, and I figured, it's time to get out there. But so every dating site, there's just scammer after scammer after scammer after scammer. So I just went, okay, yeah, whatever, I'm done with this. Um, Went on a couple of dates with some American women, which never again. Um, and so I just, it's always kind of been on the back of my mind. And when I was probably a teenager, I actually had a dream that I met a dark skinned girl with long black hair on a beach.
Hmm.
So I guess maybe subconsciously it's always been there in the back of my head. But yeah.
So you were aware of the Philippines, and that
Yep.
was kind of your dream, I guess, or part of your dream, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So how did you meet your current girlfriend? You met her through a dating site, or how did you
Um,
meet her?
so uh I actually met a guy through my YouTube channel. He's a subscriber of mine
Hmm.
and became really good friends with him. One of the nicest guys I know. Every time he leaves a comment or we talk or text, whatever, it's always, hey, I'm praying for you, buddy. Da, 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 da.
Hmm.
And he is actually married to her aunt. And he actually talked to her about me. And then on one of my Facebook pages, I get a random message like I do.
Hmm.
And I just skimmed through it and I literally was about to hit the spam button to throw it in the trash. And all of a sudden I get a text from my friend and he goes, hey, I forgot to mention to you, I talked to my niece, yada yada yada. She's gonna send you a message. And I went, hey, hold on a second. I reread the message and hi, I'm blah blah blah, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah's niece. I went, oh, oh my God, it's a girl. Like, hey, how are you? And just hit it off.
Yeah, okay.
Excuse me.
And how old is she?
She is 31 now. We met when she was 30 and she's now 31, which I'm glad with because I'll be 39 on the 27th.
Okay.
Um, and the little bit I read about Philippines is
Hmm.
you see a lot of older gentlemen dating extremely young women. And that's a little weird to me.
Okay.
I wanted somebody a little closer to my age, a little
Sure.
bit more maturity, and a little bit better head on their shoulders, in my opinion. Now,
Yeah.
that being said, that's based off Western women. So I guess I didn't really realize how smart Filipinas are.
Hmm.
Um, so it really threw me off first getting to know Catherine. Um, because you always hear horror stories. Oh, they're just after citizenship. They're after your money. They're after this. They're blah 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 blah. And I actually had a friend of mine um, who sent me a really nasty message on Facebook when I announced to the world that we're dating. And I was really taken aback, and I went, wow, really? Okay, block. Um, because there's a huge misunderstanding. Now, I understand, yeah, other countries, a lot of women do that. They're looking for a green card to the US, they're looking for money, whatever. I don't think, I'd say 99% of Filipinas don't seem to really be that way. Now, granted, I could be wrong. This is kind of new to me, but I definitely don't get that vibe from her at all. So, yeah.
Okay. So if you've watched my YouTube channel, and I think you have a little bit, I always
Oh,
tell
yeah.
people, if you haven't met in person, it's not really a relationship. But
Yeah.
some people, have a different experience, and I'm not. It doesn't mean I'm right. But
Right.
you guys haven't met. How long have you been chatting?
Um, 3 months now, I think.
3 months. Okay.
It's yeah, about
And,
3 months, maybe
and
4 months.
and you were trying to figure a way to go see her. Obviously, the country's
Yeah.
closed off right now. You're
Yep.
you're exploring other options, like possibly maybe in a few months, if things don't change, you might
Yep.
try to meet her in a different country, or
Yep. So, I actually had a plane ticket bought, and in theory, I would have been there June 10th,
okay.
or sorry, June 7th. Um, and I could see the writing on the wall, so I went and got the vaccine and all that stuff, and it didn't bother me at all. Um, but so um, I don't see them opening anytime soon. So I sold my plane ticket back to the airline or whatever, got refunded most of my money for it. Um, because another option is meeting in a different country. So
Hmm.
she is getting her passport. By the time she gets it, it'll be mid-September. So, a lot can change between now and then.
Sure.
So I'm just sitting on it right now. I don't have a plane ticket or anything yet, but if by October, November, there's no end in sight with the Philippines being closed, um, probably going to head to Costa Rica. Um, Similar climate, and it's about the same atmosphere, I guess, other than there's alligators and stuff. Um, so that's like our plan B. I
Okay.
want to meet her this year in person because um, what we want to do is it's important that we meet, I
Sure.
guess.
So what do you consider yourself boyfriend and girlfriend at this point? After
Um, I do. I have to get a drink. It's excuse me. It's it's hard to explain, and when you try explaining it to people, some people look at you like you're crazy, like you've got an arm growing out of your forehead or something. Um, but I'm the type of person that believes everything happens for a reason. If you wake up late, there's a reason you woke up late. Maybe you were going to get in a bad accident. That's why I never speed. Um, just I go with my gut on a lot of things, and for the most part, it's led me the right direction in my life. Um, excuse me, sorry, I got a frog in my throat. Um, so just the gut feeling I've got, the sincerity I can see in her eyes. I mean, we chat, we video chat, we talk on the phone every
Hmm.
single day. Um, just everything I can, the vibe that I get, um, like I said, just the little smile in her eyes. And if I'm having a bad day at work and she sends me a picture of her or whatever, it just completely turns my day around. Um, and talking with her aunts and uncles and everything like that, um, I really think this is real,
Okay.
you know. Um, I don't have any indication that none of it's real.
Okay. So just a couple last questions on it, because I think a lot of people are in the same boat as you. They have relationships with girls that they haven't met, and then there's
Yep.
and they understand, and then there's some guys who are going to say you're crazy. You've never even met yet. How could you be in a
All
relationship?
right.
But
Yep.
so do you worry that when you meet, maybe there's not any like chemistry? Like, I mean, maybe there's chemistry online, but what if you meet in person and you're like, you just don't get the same vibe? Are you worried about
Um,
that at all or no?
Not really. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about um her reaction when she sees me because I'm a big guy. Um,
Okay.
got a little bit of a belly on me and stuff like that, and I'm used to Western women. Oh my God, he's too fat and stuff like that, and
Right.
so I'm a bit self conscious, and I'm more worried about the initial meeting of and her going, oh my, you know. Um, and I've expressed to her that I'm starting a diet and I want to lose some weight and get back in
Mhm.
shape to where I was before I became a bachelor. And she doesn't want me to. She says, "No, I love you the way you are." And I said, "Oh, well, that's really weird. I'm not used to
Yeah.
that." So I don't think because like we click. I mean, you'd have to be a fly on the wall to hear our conversations, just like answering each other's thoughts already and stuff like that. And
Mhm.
she has about the same sense of humor as mine, which is a little dark and twisted sometimes. So like her to get some of the jokes and I'm a sarcastic person, but not like mean sarcastic. Like I'll say something to get somebody to laugh, but in a
Sure.
sarcastic tone, and I'll just subconsciously say something like that to her, and she gets it, and she starts laughing, and then she'll do the same thing to me.
Mm.
And I've read a lot of stuff online. If they ask for money, it's more than likely it's a scam. If they do this and that and everything else, be leery. But if they make fun of you, if they generally care and show concern, I cut myself when I was out in the woods, and I sent her a picture, and oh my God, she wanted to come bandage me up. And so I really feel it's 100% genuine and that it is real. I don't think it'll be any different.
So being an outdoors guy, you would a lot of people would think, wow, you would probably be in really good shape. But what do you are doing a lot of outdoor stuff? Are you trying to get into healthier eating habits and stuff, or what are you doing to try to
Um,
diet? Just out of
so
curiosity.
I now that it's not negative 40 degrees out like it has been for what seems like the last 9 months, I'm doing a lot more outside. So, once I start getting into the hiking routine and stuff like that, see, my big problem is my job of what I call my second job compared to my YouTube.
Mhm.
I sit all day. I'm a heavy equipment operator. So I just sit
Okay.
there and I move my arms all day long. Well, when you're bored, you chips, stuff like that. So I was eating unhealthy, and then by the time I would get out of work, because I work like 15 hours a day sometimes, I'd get out of work and I'm like, I'm not cooking dinner. I'd go to McDonald's. So I cut all the fast food out, and I'm trying to do the keto diet again because it
Sure.
worked before. Um, so, and like when I'm out in the woods, I generally cook fresh meals out there. Like I'll cook a steak and asparagus, or pork chop and broccoli, chicken, stuff like that.
Sure.
I do review some camping meals and MREs and stuff like that, which are just plumb full of calories to give you energy. Well, when
Right.
you've got a lot of stored energy, you just add to that storage bank.
Yeah.
So yeah, trying to do more exercise and stuff like that, get back into shape pretty much.
So let's transition into your channel. So you have a channel called Ryan Outdoors.
Yep.
Okay. There you go. And there's the logo. And we will drop the link down below, but tell me a little bit about your channel. What is your channel all about?
So I'll start real super early. This is something I've wanted to do for a very long time in my life. Ever since I first seen Les Stroud Survivor Man on the Discovery Channel, I thought, oh my God, this is so awesome. I've read all kinds of bushcraft, survival books, stuff like that. I grew up living off the land, you know, hunting, fishing, collecting berries, homemade bread, stuff like that, canning, all that stuff. So after I got the idea to start a channel, I had a lot of people that didn't believe in me. And then finally, I just said, you know what? I don't care what people think. I'm going to do it. And so I do all kinds of stuff. I built this palace. I do tarp trips, hiking trips, canoe trips, a lot of bushcraft stuff, where I just go out and I build a shelter. I camp in sub-zero weather. I got a pretty popular video where I camped in a blizzard with 55-mile-an-hour winds, with just a tarp and my sleeping bag.
Wow.
You know, I'm not a stunt man doing stunt shows and stuff like that. It just seemed like a really fun idea. But I do that, and I try to teach people, you know, different methods of collecting different tenders to start a fire, and my dog comes along with sometimes, and just a lot of survival situations. You know, if something were to happen, you were lost out in the woods, you know what to look for to go, hey, I can use this. And like, you can sphagnum moss collects water. It also naturally has iodine in it. If you collect that and it's wet enough, you can squeeze it into your mouth and it's purified. It's purified water because of the iodine that's naturally in the moss. So it's just, I try to teach little tips and tricks like that. And I just generally, I try to be entertaining. That's the most important part.
So we'll finish it up with how does your channel translate into the Philippines? Like when you get to the Philippines, you said you were thinking of doing some kind of survival challenge in the Philippines, right?
Yep. So what I'm going to do is, her family owns some land, and I want to go out there and build a shelter out of bamboo and banana leaves and stuff like that. You can take bamboo, and if you cut it right, you can basically make a crock pot. So I want to do that and catch some fresh crabs and cook them and just survive in a jungle atmosphere. You know, a lot of people that have channels similar to mine, they don't have that chance to do that. And so if the government opens the country up, I can come do that.
No, that's
but,
quite a bit. That's quite a bit different than Minnesota landscape.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It'll be fun though. I really think people will get a kick out of it. You know, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do some fishing and stuff like that, and just regular vacation videos, so to speak. But, you know, in the long run, I would like to be able to travel to the Philippines for X amount of months, a year, and just film those kind of videos and stuff like that. We'll see what happens.
All right. How do you feel about spiders the size of your face?
You know, everything tastes good with hot sauce.
You're ready. Okay. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, Ryan, and good luck with your relationship. It sounds like you guys got some good chemistry, at least online. Hopefully that translates into in person as well. And we will be watching your channel, and I will have the link down in the description, guys, so you guys can check it out. Any new stuff coming out on your channel? What do you have coming out next?
Matter of fact, this weekend I'm gonna go do a good old-fashioned bushcraft tarp video. I'm gonna go out in the woods and build a little shelter. It's supposed to rain all weekend, so I'm gonna show the struggles of keeping a fire going for warmth, and Probably cook a good juicy steak.
Sounds good.
Nothing better.
All right. Well, awesome. Pleasure speaking to you, Ryan. And again, check out his channel down in the description. Thank you guys. See you next time.
Wow! Come on, groove it on. I said, baby, I know you're on a roll. Sweet honey, let's take it real.